Alright, so we got our bar, and let's take a look at that, because that was going to be so this is our 1.25 inches, and this is 1.5 inches, not 1.75 inches outside. We need to know that dimension, so that's good. And that dimension determined the height of this piece here. So we got those made, and we're going to tack and weld. But this is what has happened. I had things bolted, well, clamped, let's say, flat on the back when I welded these. Yeah. So it didn't warp this way at all, but after I welded these on both sides, I now have a 1/4 inch bow end to end of this way. So I put the 5/8 rod through there, and that's going to be the axle. It still fits, but I don't want it to bow anymore. So I'm trying to understand how I can sequence my welds to prevent more, or even take out some of it. It would seem like these welds here, I guess that's where the welds are, poles. So I'm guessing this material's pulling on this side. So I would guess if I were to put welds on the bottom side for just shits and giggles, maybe that would pull it back this way. I don't know. But I'd have to do that before the next phase here. So I'm going to weld this into here, hopefully not causing too much more bending. Then I think we're going to clamp this and this so it doesn't go up when I'm doing this. I was thinking maybe I'd put a piece here across to here, so if it was going to try to bow in, it would push out on that. But I have to make sure that this is welded in there good to do that. We were doing really good at 122 and 17 when we were doing these welds here. That was kind of fun. 16th to 16th, but now we got 1/8 inch to 16. So I'm thinking, you know, my 1/8 inch setting is like 180 and 18 volts, but I'm just a little cautious about putting all that heat in there. So I think we're going to try this and see what we get. And if not, I'll go up to 160 and 17.5. Hey, while we're waiting, check this out. This was my ABCs. This is not 090, it's 060. That's why when we welded the ABC, it went right through, and then I flipped it over, and I did N through V, and I even did some weave patterns in here. But look how much this is bowed. You know, the heat initially was on this side. I would have thought it would have bowed up this way. Maybe it's pre-stresses from having this formed. I'm not sure. So that's gnarly. Yeah. How about the other one? I think the other one worked out a little bit better. This has got some grab. Alright. We'll fix that one up. We'll tack on the insides. We'll see what happens next. Alright, we put those welds in. And we're not winning any awards, but I'd say I got some metal in there, all the way down the corner, right? Not just an edge, but a corner. That's kind of crazy. And same thing with that one, you know? All the way down the corner I got it. Woo-wee! Okay, so now I rolled it this way. Since I did welds on that side, I'm trying to weld on this side. They say to do welds on opposing sides, it tends to relieve the stresses. So I'm going to weld on this side because I welded on the bottom side, and then we'll work on these. Okay, I have to further review of the play on the field. The 090 settings were 177 and 17.7 volts. So I changed it up. It was 177. I guess I went to 173. But it seems to be welding all right for what I know, right? Alright, I thought that one didn't go too bad, but this one was all starting and stopping and sparking and whatever kind of stuff. It's looking pretty gnarly, but if I add too much more, I want to burn into the tube, which I don't want. Alright, time to reevaluate. Alright, although I prefer to weld like this, I think for warping's concern's sake, right, because you know, I think what we're going to do is we're going to clamp here and clamp here because the bow is this way, so hopefully we'll clamp and clamp, and then when we do the welds here it won't pull in this way and it won't make a bow up, or it could be full of crap and it'll warp somewhere else. But I think that's what I'm doing. I'm going to clamp it and try a couple of tack welds going up. And they do say you should do opposite sides to minimize, so that's the opposite side, so this is going to want to pull in, I guess, and pull this way. I want to go this way, which I don't want it to twist, so maybe I should do that side, after do this side to that side. If I had welding to do on this side, which I don't, but I suppose I could put a couple of things there just to pull it backwards. I don't know. Alright, let's see what they look like here. Well, penetration wise in the back. Where are we here? And how about these? Gnarly. 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 Alright. 4 gnarly welds. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, we need better light on that side. We have more light on the other side. Let's have a look at the other side first then. Yeah, what do we think? Well, what do you think of those? So we clamped this flat to try to take the bow out. Let's unclamp and see how much more damage there is. So, at least with the 5/8 rod in there, it's about where it was before. Let's take the rod out. Let's see. Alright, so yeah, I would say we probably went from like a 1/4 inch to maybe a 1/2 inch now. So, how to remedy that, or just put the rod in and call it a day? I'm not sure. I will say, you know, these aren't pristine welds of any account, but I can actually breathe now. I notice myself taking a breath and relaxing before I weld, and I can actually see the little weld puddle a little bit better and kind of try to move it where I think it should be. Getting better.